What is going on, guys? It's Justin from the J Media back with another video. So today we'll be having an install video on the 2010 Mitsubishi Lancer Ralliart. So we'll be doing an interior mod, and it's something that I've been wanting to do since I first got the car. So if you look in here, you can notice that right now we have the OEM double din setup, which is okay. It does have the factory navigation, which is pretty cool. 2010, so it's a little bit dated. There is Bluetooth, but only connects to your cell phone if you're talking on the phone. Doesn't connect to Bluetooth music. Does have an auxiliary cord down here, but who uses auxiliary cords anymore these days? There's radio, CD player, cassette player, non-existent stuff. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take this out and put on the new double din setup. And here is the new double din stereo setup. Driving entertainment. If you guys are wondering, I do have a similar setup on my 2015 Mitsubishi Lancer GT, which I installed a few years back. So it comes with a nice little instruction manual. The actual double din stereo, it's plug and play. I shouldn't have to do any splicing. Some wiring harness. Yeah, so first things first, let's go ahead and remove the old setup. So first things first, came around to the passenger side. You want to remove this trim. This trim is actually connected to this piece up here, so you got to remove this trim first. And to do that, you have your glove box right here. And if you look down here, once you open the glove box, there's a little screw. So you're going to go ahead and remove that. And that should allow you to remove this whole piece. And then we can remove this piece. So let's get to doing that. Alright, so pretty easy so far. Remove one screw, this piece comes off, remove one more screw. You should be able to just gently pop this piece out. Oh, there we go. So just pop it out like so. Whole trim just comes right off. We'll put this to the back. And once you pop that piece off, there should be a couple screws that is pretty much holding this thing in place. So let's go ahead and see what's holding it on. Alright, so I'm going to remove 1, 2, and 3, get this piece off, and it should let me take this double din off. Alright, so once those 3 screws are off, this pretty much pops right off. So as you can tell, this piece here, this whole piece is connected. So let's go ahead and figure out what are the screws we have to take off in order to remove this. Okay, so once this thing is off, you pretty much can just pry around and slowly yank it. So the double din stereo itself is still going to stay in here, but this piece that surrounds it is actually going to be removed first. So you're going to slowly go ahead and use 2 hands, pry it out. And once you have that surrounding piece off, you're going to remove this actual unit. So you can see there's quite a few screws right here connecting it. So let's go ahead and yeah, start unscrewing some of these screws. So pretty much all you need up to this point, you're really just using a Phillips cross-tip screwdriver just to unscrew everything. Everything else are just plastic clips that just pop right off. So pretty easy uninstall. So I see 1, 2, and 3, 4. So remove these 4 screws, and I believe the whole head unit should come right off. So with those 4 screws off, you can see this head unit is pretty much loose. I just want to make sure not to yank too hard because there's still a bunch of wires disconnected back here. So let's go ahead and disconnect the wires. Alright, so pretty much all these little clips are just little tabs that you can just pinch and pull out. So you're going to go ahead and disconnect all of them. So many tabs here. Like I said, it should be plug and play, so it should be pretty easy to remove it. Just pinch it, pull it right out. Okay, and now that you have all these wires disconnected, you're gonna notice some of these things are stuck on, so you're gonna make sure to remove these clips as well. Go ahead and just push it out like so. All right, and we have the OEM double DIN all disconnected. All my wires are dangling, and to this point I probably only take about 10 minutes, so it's pretty quick uninstall. Like I say, you don't need crazy tools. All you really need in the Mitsubishi Lancer is just a cross tip screwdriver. So let's go ahead and pretty much put the new double DIN together. Alright, so we have the new double DIN set up in the bag. If you notice, pretty much comes with this bezel. Only thing is it does not come with these vents. So let's go ahead and remove the stock air vents and transfer them over here before transferring everything back on. And it's pretty simple to remove the vents. So what you want to do is flip it around, and these are essentially held on by little plastic clips, so you could just pretty much just pull it out towards you, pull that little tab and just pull it out. So this is what we're gonna do. This 1, 2, 3, 4, like 2 on each side, so essentially little plastic clips that's just holding it in place. So yeah, just like so. Loosen it, loosen it. A little challenging doing it with one hand. Yeah, just like so, you're able to pretty much slowly yank it out. Alright, so I just got one side out, and I realized if you're having a little bit of an issue getting it out, you could go ahead and use a flat tip screwdriver. Just pretty much pry against it and it helps you get it out. Alright, so we have the new double DIN. Let's go ahead and place these nice little air vents in to the new housing. Alright, one side in, the other side to go. So pretty easy, just gotta figure out which side's which. And obviously this side face in, so just make sure everything pretty much lines up. If it doesn't line up, just flip it upside down. It should line up. And like I said, this is meant for the Mitsubishi Lancer, so everything should pretty much just clip right in. So a little bit of pressure, here it clips, make sure it clips right in. Alright, air vents are back in place. Make sure it's functional, make sure everything works, everything's good. So right now all that's left to do is pretty much just line up some of these plugs, connect it to this new unit. You guys might notice, yes, these don't plug directly onto the unit, but we do have adapters, so it does come with some wires. So let's sort which one goes to which. And here are all the wires. Good thing, for the most part, they are labeled, so I'm guessing some of them are like for the antenna, for the GPS. That's probably GPS. We have your Android Auto, reverse. Most of the wires are pretty much labeled, so let's go ahead and hook it up. Some of these should connect to the OEM wiring harness, and then the smaller ends on the other side should connect right onto the new stereo. Alright, so I have all my wires connected. It's pretty dummy proof. Each little slot, just find which one that fits. So this one I believe is the main power cable, which is gonna plug onto the harness, the factory harness. And like I said, the rest you just plug it in. This one right here comes with this little I guess it's like a GPS thing that I can put it up here later. We have your screen mirroring. This is to like your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, USB cable, so all that I'll feed it through my glove box. Bunch of other cables here as well. Probably won't really be using them. That's more like auxiliary cables. If you do have like a reverse camera, there's this one right here labeled reverse, so you can splice into that. So yeah, just a bunch of options. I connect most of these pretty much. Like I said, I won't really be using these, so it's optional whether you want to put it or not. I just connect it, who knows, I might use it next time. So yeah, pretty much just connect everything, pretty simple. And then if you notice over here, I was trying to see Right here, this I know for sure connects to the factory harness. I'm trying to see which one it connects to. Everything else just dangles. So I pretty much try to measure it to see what, in terms of size, which one compares. So for example, if you measure that, nope, it's too big. This one doesn't fit. So I managed to find one that fits in terms of size. So this one fits. And I believe I can go ahead and unplug all these because I wouldn't be needing all these OEM wiring harness anymore. So extra wiring harness, factory one not needed. I'm gonna put it with all my OEM parts. So like I said, right now it's much cleaner, just 3 of them. And just pretty much figure out which one connects to which. So just one plug, the one that fits is this one. So go ahead and connect it. Alright, so find the cable, factory wire harness that pretty much fits, the aftermarket one. Connect. Nice little clip that should power up our stereo. So before I put everything back together, I'm just gonna rest it right here. I always like to make sure and test it out, make sure everything works, stereo works, before I assemble everything. Alright, so moment of truth. Let's go ahead and turn it to the on position. There we go. So it's booting up for the very first time. Usually takes a little bit longer. So if you guys are wondering where I purchased this from, obviously you can see the brand's Xtrons, has Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. I got this on Amazon. So yeah, there's a bunch of different options on Amazon. This one that I went with is kind of like a mid-tier, not too cheap. I know there's some that's super cheap, $100 something, less than 200 bucks. I went with a mid-tier. I think I paid, I want to say, closer to 400 bucks for it. And then there's a even higher tier. The main difference, they kind of look similar, but the main difference is in terms of specifications. This one's a little bit better. I can tell you exact specs I got later on. But yeah, everything boots up, so that's good. That's pretty cool. There's a little car logo over here. The time. I wonder that speedometer thing, if it actually does work. But let's go ahead and make sure like radio works, and then I'll go ahead and connect my Bluetooth as well. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and pair Bluetooth on my phone to Xtrons. And you guys are wondering, it looks similar, but it is different than the one I currently have on my Mitsubishi Lancer GT. I do have to say I paid a little bit more for this one, since, you know, this is gonna be my daily driver. So I think Bluetooth's connected. Let's go ahead and see if music works. Alright, so radio works perfect. And right now I'm gonna go ahead and make sure my Bluetooth works as well. I'll definitely have to explore this double DIN a little bit more, because first time using it, I just want to make sure music works. Cool, so Bluetooth works, all connected. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Main thing, I really wanted it for Bluetooth to connect it. I'll test out Android Auto and all that stuff separately. But right now that I know my audio works, let's go ahead and shut the car back off. And I'm gonna go ahead and piece everything back together. Also, on the back of the radio, make sure to not forget to connect this little guy, and that goes right here. Reason I said that was because actually the first time off camera I didn't connect this guy. I forgot there's no sound, so yeah, make sure that is connected right here. And I also make sure to fit the GPS wire as well as the Apple CarPlay and screen mirroring wires right behind this radio, all the way down to my glove box. So if you see, you have your USB cables here, and then this loose GPS cable. So that's fine. Now it's a little messy, but make sure to feed it through just so you can go ahead. I'm gonna leave the 2 USB cables for Apple CarPlay right here in the glove box. I'm gonna have the GPS wire somehow routed all the way and have it right here for better reception. So right now, let's go ahead and piece everything back together, just the same way you took it off. And now that you have the screen nice and flush, make sure it's nice and flush on both sides. You're gonna go ahead and put back the hazard. So same way you took it out. Right here there are 1, 2, and 3 screws, so make sure to go ahead and put that back on. Alright, so 3 screws nice and tight. Right now you're gonna go ahead and throw back this piece. So this piece pretty much just clip right on like so. You make sure it's nice and flush. And now that you have this trim piece back on, like I said, it's held on by clips. You want to go ahead and put this screw back in place right over here. I know it seems a little intimidating, but it's pretty easy to do. Open your glove box. You have this other trim piece that's gonna go back in place. It's gonna be a clip. So you see these two white tabs, those are little clips. So you're gonna clip it. Alright, clip it in like so. And then there's one last little screw. Pretty much the very first screw you guys took out earlier. So feed it right back here. Make sure to not forget that last screw. And again, if it's kind of hard to put it, I recommend removing the glove box. So pretty much this little tab, just push it, comes right down. Get your glove box to droop a little bit so you have more clearance, and you can go ahead and put the screw back in place. There you go, nice and snug. So installation's all done. Right now I'm just gonna do a little wire management here because this looks messy. So like I said, you fed these wires earlier from the back of the radio. So right now what I'm gonna do for both these USB cables, there are some zip ties, so I'm gonna do some wire management, zip tie it up. Alright, so right now you have this zip tie, little cable tie done, nice and neat. Tuck that in there. And you see this long wire here, so this pretty much is for the GPS. So I'm gonna find a way to kind of hide this wire, tuck it in on the side, and have it all the way fed up here, just like that. And it's held on by double-sided tape. The reason why I want to have it up here is because since that is the GPS antenna, better reception. Alright, so I pretty much have that wire hidden all the way down, tucked over here, all the way in a seam, and I'm gonna have it right over here. And all that's left to do is remove double-sided tape and stick it on. And there we have it. New double din display all in. What do you guys think? Alright, so there you have it. Super easy install. If any of you guys are intimidated to do a hit unit install, it's not that hard at all, especially on the Mitsubishi Lancer platform. I've already done two. First one on the 2015 Mitsubishi Lancer GT, and now on the Rallispired. I've also done it on other cars. I've done it on my Civic Si as well. I haven't actually done it on the S2000 yet, so maybe. But if you guys like it, make sure to leave a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe and notification bell. If you want to see all the DIY videos I did in the past, I have a separate playlist called How to DIY Videos. So you can click on there to watch the different DIY videos I did. Again, if you guys stay to the end, leave a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.